So let's talk about exposing narcissist and toxic people to others. If you're new here, my name is Lee Hammock. I'm a clinically diagnosed narcissist, and welcome to another episode of the Narcissist Code. Welcome back, my beautiful folks. So let's talk about exposing narcissistic people to other people. First of all, of course, I have to lead this episode off by saying use discretion if and when you try to do this type of stuff, because as most of you might know, some of you might not know, reputation is like air or money or food to narcissistic people. Reputation is so important to a lot of narcissists. Some narcissists don't care about their reputation. They'll once some narcissists self-destruct. They no longer care about their reputations. They want to destroy you. You know, that's why I just said people have to be careful, because once you expose a narcissist, some of them, they will absolutely try to come back at you and ruin your life. Some of them become stalkerish. Some of them can become dangerous. Some of them will, become family annihilators, because of the shame and whatnot. So be very careful in these circumstances, in this situation. But so many people ask me, like, how do you expose a narcissist to people? Sometimes, that's why I said documentation is so important. Like exposing narcissists, when I say exposing them, I don't mean plastering it all over online, trying to embarrass them, trying to get the word out there about them. Can you do that? Yeah, you can do that. TikTok seems like the perfect platform to expose a narcissist. Like, if you have documentation of abuse or bruises, whatever stuff you have pictures and videos of them harming you emotionally, physically, abusing you, whatever, you post it on TikTok, it might get millions of views and you might out the person that abused you. So that type of exposure right there will shame the hell out of a narcissist. It will send a lot of times shame and exposure send narcissists into dark places, and in the dark, shame grows in the dark. Like, shame doesn't need the light to grow. Shame doesn't grow in the light. Shame is like a damn vampire. Vampires operate in the darkness, not in the sunlight. So shame grows in the darkness. Shame operates in the darkness like a boogeyman. So you send a narcissist to a dark place sometimes when you expose them. So the best way to expose them, is just literally just straight out, And like I said, this doesn't have to be a grandiose exposure where you do it online, like completely embarrassing them and stuff like that. You can be uniquely to the people who need to see it. Like in court, sometimes you can expose them in court. How do you do that? Document stuff, y'all. That's why I say you have to get good at recording things. Like, when you try to record people, if you record somebody like this with the phone in your face and the phone in their face, typically they're going to change their behavior. Some of them don't care. They might become aggressive and violent. But if you just put, sometimes you can't help. If you have your phone, you just set it down on the table, hit record the video, whatever. You can get one of the little spy pens or whatever, voice recorders and whatnot. You can have a Ring doorbell. You can have those little Wise cameras. You can have something set up to record them, but you need to record. You need to record situations, y'all, and document things, because a lot of times in these situations, ends up being your word against theirs if you don't have visual or audible proof. Sometimes it's just your word against theirs, and it's very hard to, narcissistic people tend to be very conniving and convincing people, so they go up there with a straight face and lie, and you might start reacting to their lies, and then you look like you out of control. So just saying, documenting things helps you. It just does. Documenting things that you've been through or experienced help you survive against a narcissist or a toxic person. It's just those things right there. They can absolutely help you, just in those spaces, in those unique spaces and within those unique dynamics. It can absolutely help you out a lot. So, but you have to be safe. You have to be careful, because again, at the end of the day, narcissists are out to protect themselves, so they will, if you don't record them, they will record you. They will absolutely record you and post things online to make you look like the abuser. Absolutely true. They will post things online to make you look like the abuser. They just will. This is one story. Look up the Wi-Fi Mom Chronicles. I think on YouTube or TikTok, where her ex-husband was literally abusive to her, put his hands on her, domestic violence, got kicked out of the army for abusing her. He took a couple videos of her reacting to the stuff that he was doing to her, posted it online, and so many people thought she was the abuser. They will record you. They will record you. A lot of them will record you, and they'll have no problem exposing you if it serves them. So that's why I tell people you have to be ready and prepared to protect yourself, to guide yourself, to expose them just in case. I'm not saying play the exposure game, because that doesn't work right there. Like, you expose them, they expose you, and nobody knows who's telling them the truth. I would say expose the narcissist as needed, as needed, because I know a lot of people don't want the narcissist to get away with what they've done. That's the main thing. So many people do not want the narcissist to get away with what they've done. Like, they abuse you and get to walk away scot-free, which I completely understand, which I completely understand. I definitely understand that space. That's why I just tell people, if you're dealing with a narcissist, toxic person, whoever, that's the space that a lot of them fall into. That's the dynamic that a lot of them fall into right there, is that they will continue to try to harm you, to continue to try to destroy you. They will continue to take advantage of you and put you through the ringer. They will. So that's like when you expose them, just be prepared, because once you expose them, they're going to try something different. They're going to beg. Some of them will beg and plead and cry and beg you not to expose them, especially if you have proof. And this is what I say about recording and documenting, y'all. You might not want to let them know that you're recording and documenting them. You might not want to let them know. It's like, just so you know, I'm recording you. That might make them irate. If you're dealing with a dangerous narcissist, that absolutely might make them irate. That might make them lose their mind. So if you're dealing with a toxic narcissistic person, that absolutely might make them lose it. They might lose their minds. They might go crazy. They might they might try to harm you and do some damage to you. Oh, you recording me? Rawr! And just go crazy. You don't want that. You don't need that. That's why I just tell people, just like, you don't want that. You don't need that. So record them in secret, document in secret, keep a diary if necessary. Like I said, documenting things sometimes just requires you to keep a diary, keep a journal, keep a detailed journal, a detailed diary, or something like that, to keep a written record of things. But it also helps to have a visual record as well, y'all. I know it's difficult. I know sometimes it can be very scary, because you facing down this person that is, this narcissist can be scary. Let's keep it real. Narcissistic people can be scary as hell. It just, when you expose them to others, they might lose their minds, because the reputation is so important to them. If you and I would just say this as well, be careful of who you expose them to. Exposing them to their family, will that shame a narcissist? Yeah, that shames a lot of narcissists, because they don't want to be exposed to their family. But what happens a lot of times, you expose a narcissist to their family, and the family enables their behavior. Their close friends enable their behavior. The new supply enables their behavior sometimes. Sometimes exposing them to the new supply works, very rarely. I've seen it work sometimes, but exposing them to the new supply sometimes can actually bring their relationship closer. Exposing them to the new supply can bring them closer, can unite the relationship even more. Now you have an enemy. You see what I'm saying? Now the triangulation has worked, and now you have an enemy. So be very careful on who you expose them to, because if you expose them to their friends and family, typically they might take their side. They might not believe you. They might just like, oh, we don't believe you. They've never acted that way in front of us. They've never behaved that way in front of us. So what did you do? So you could be wasting your exposure. Exposing them to their siblings, because sometimes do the siblings take your side? Yeah. But a lot of times the siblings take their sibling's side. That's their brother. That's their sister. That's their parent, that's their son. That's their daughter. You see what I'm saying? That's their child. That's how you get into that space right there. It does happen quite a bit. So that's what I'm telling you. If you're dealing with a narcissist or toxic person, be very wary of who you expose them to, how you expose them. Like I said, TikTok explodes. Sometimes you want to expose them in a courtroom if that's what you need. You want to expose them if they have a smear campaign against you that is ruining your reputation or ruining your life in some way, shape, or form. You can expose them to the people that need, the people who need to know the truth. It's like they're exposing you. If they're or trying to ruin your job, they keep calling your job, harassing them, telling you've been abusive or whatever. You can expose them to your job. You can expose them to the police. You can expose them to the necessary authorities. You can expose them to the people who matter in your life. You know, people who might not believe you, people who might be struggling to understand it, because everybody doesn't understand narcissistic abuse, toxic abuse, y'all. Unless, like, sometimes the narcissist doesn't put their hands on you. So it's just like, I'm exposing them for yelling at me, and people go like, well, you need tougher skin, you know? Sometimes if you expose them to your friends and family, people might look at you like you're crazy. Like, oh, so they didn't hit you. They just yelled at you a little bit and screamed at you, and now you want a divorce. Now you want to move on. Now you want to break up your family because you got yelled and screamed at, and they might have lied to you and gaslit you a little bit. You see, sometimes you have to be very careful exposing them to your own friends and family, because your own friends and family might turn on you or look down on you or look at you sideways. You know, that happens as well, y'all. It happens quite a bit in a lot of these relationship dynamics, in a lot of these spaces. So you have to be careful exposing them to your friends and family as well. It's like, people who understand what you've been through, people who understand what you went through, you know, they might listen to you more, be more open to listening to you. And people who've also experienced narcissistic or toxic abuse, they might be more apt to listen to you as well. It's just very difficult sometimes from other people to hear you and understand you and actually try to vibe with you on that type of stuff, y'all. So be very careful on who you expose them to, because like I said, you know, pick and choose your battles, y'all. Pick and choose your battles, because your battle, that you pick the wrong battle, you can start a war with this narcissistic person that might not end anytime soon. They might be harassing you for months upon months upon months upon years, you know. They might be doing that type of stuff for years upon years. So you have to be very careful. So hope this video brought you some clarity. Hope it brought you some peace, y'all. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Help us reach more people, y'all. I'm super grateful for y'all. Mental Healness is out. Peace. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video. You are a mental healness rock star, and I appreciate you for being here. If you haven't already, make sure to click on the screen to subscribe to the channel and watch another one of my videos in my playlist. There's also a link available up here for you to purchase my kids' book, Remember It's Not Your Fault, on Amazon. So check that out. Thank you. I will see you in the next video. Peace.